What's up, everybody? DanteCrysis here, and welcome to the very first edition of Controller Byte. And hell, I couldn't think of anything better for the debut edition of Controller Byte than interviewing this man. Y'all know who it is. This is FamilyJules7x, everybody. Give him a round of applause. I'll insert canned applause here. So, how have you been, man?
I've been alright. A little bit tired. I stayed up way too late last night playing Kingdoms of Amalur, since I've been putting that off for a very long time. Excuse me, wow, that coffee didn't go down the right way. I've been playing Kingdoms of Amalur, a little bit of Splatoon, which is really super fun game that just came out for Nintendo. Just working on a lot of stuff and trying to play as many video games as possible. How about you?
Really, just been really looking forward to this interview. Been playing some PlanetSide 2, some Mass Effect 3.
Dude, I've been craving some Mass Effect lately. I've been listening to the soundtrack.
My biggest problem at the moment with Mass Effect 3 is I am obviously, with me being a collector of video games, I have to own everything. If I'm obsessed with a game, I need to own everything for it. I own the Trilogy Edition for PlayStation 3. I own the standalone Mass Effect 2 and 3 for PlayStation 3. That's not part of that. I own the N7 Edition on PlayStation 3. And I own the N7 edition on PC, but I don't own all of the DLC for number 3 yet, and that's what's holding me back. I want to do a 100% through that game.
Oh, it's so good.
It is.
It's worth it.
I mean, let's be fair. We all say it's good, but we all mentally block out the ending. We all believe it doesn't exist.
You know, I honestly I went through that whole game not expecting that much of a crazy ending. You know, I knew that all the decisions you made and stuff were, you know, should have had more of a whatever to the ending. But see, I was always so much more into the actual like progression and story of it that like I didn't even care about what was at the end. I just loved simply playing the game. That I almost like didn't even well, I mean, I didn't want it to end. So I mean. Therefore, I wasn't looking forward to it in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the story leading up to the ending, as much as the ending was a disappointment to me, I felt like the story leading up to it, the story that you've carved out, more than made up for it. Because, would think of it this way: would you agree that there's been like a theme to all 3 games?
Well, I mean, there's had to be, right?
I mean, for me, I see the theme of number 1 is strength. Is basically the strength in numbers, the ability to stand up and do your part. Mass Effect 2, I see as teamwork, friendship.
Especially with the last mission. Yeah,
suicide mission. I hated when my first playthrough with that. I think the only person who died was Fane Krios. No, the only person who died was Fane Krios, and it hurt so much.
Oh, yeah.
And then, obviously, with Mass Effect 3, I knew Shepard was going to die, because I knew from the beginning, just from the outset, the theme of this game is sacrifice. So I had no trouble with Shepard dying. I felt like they should have just ended the series there, let Shepard die. It's just everything that progressed after that I had an issue with, as far as the ending goes.
Okay, I can see that.
All right, now we're gonna stop the casual conversation. I mean, this is a very casual interview, but we need to get straight to the questions.
You said you said my trigger word, which is Mass Effect.
I know, it's both our trigger words. We should play some Mass Effect 3 multiplayer sometime then.
Sure.
Okay, we're gonna start off with a question that's gonna get both of us some serious heat. First game you ever played, your favorite game, your favorite console, and your most disliked game. Okay.
First game I ever played, I'm pretty sure was either Duck Hunt or Super Mario Brothers.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah. When I was very young, I mean, I was born in 1991.
Damn, you're 2 years older than me.
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, even then, I mean, Nintendo 64 came out, when I was still very young. But when I was younger, I didn't really even have access to like the SNES or anything like that. So all we had was like an NES and like an Atari and stuff. And of course, I saw the Super Mario on the cover, and I wanted to play it. And so that was probably the first game I ever played. I had a very what's the word? I don't know. Like I started with NES, and then I went, through the consoles from there. Like as opposed to just like starting on N64 or something like that, which I'm very grateful for. My favorite game of all time is probably Jet Force Gemini for the N64. It's very not so much very well known game, but it has like one of the best soundtracks of all time.
I would say that it being an obscure game makes it more special to you.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, I'm sure, anybody listening knows well enough that if they have that, obscure game that they love, and then, they find somebody else who has that, you guys have like this instant moment of like bonding and love that just nothing can beat. So it's amazing getting to meet other people who have also enjoyed Jet Force Gemini. My favorite console. I mean, in my later grumpy years, I have to go with PC, but
yeah. we all hit that point at some point.
We all got to mature, but no, I mean, I've been playing a lot of my Wii U lately. I love that thing, but probably of all time is the N64. I mean, for its time, it just it was able to capture the beauty and wonder and all that shit of all the games that were coming out for it at the time. And then my least favorite game, probably that I ever played, was Quest 64, and I don't know why. I don't know why, because like it's everything that I love about a game. I mean, it's like an action RPG. I think I remember because I played it. I remember playing it as a kid, renting it, hoping it was gonna be like the best game in the world, and for some reason, it's just like the entire time of my 11-year-old video game boy-ishness, I wanted to do anything other than play that game. Like everything that I did in that game just felt so grindy and so just like uncomfortable that I'd rather be doing chores than play that game. And I don't know, I've never had that same hatred for a game ever since.
Could it possibly? I've honestly never played Quest 64 because I grew up on PlayStation.
Right.
Oh god, the hate that's gonna come on me for saying that. Could it be that it wore so many different hats that it didn't excel in any of them, and it just felt mediocre in a way?
Sure. I felt that it felt way shorter than mediocre.
Fair enough. I'll say this real quickly. The day I find, because for some reason you ask anybody, let's be fair on this, you ask anybody, they'll say their favorite console is either going to be N64 or PlayStation. It's always around that generation. It's like that's the golden generation. That's the majority of people. I
think that's when it started coming out, like 3D games and stuff like that. I mean, I feel like the experiences were able to get more immersive around then.
I think the point I was going to make is I think hell will freeze over the day I find someone who turns around and says that the Sega Saturn was their favorite console.
The Neo Geo or whatever the hell that was.
Hey, the Neo Geo was actually really good.
It wasn't the Neo Geo. What was that phone thing? Remember
Oh, the Taco, the Nokia Taco.
Oh no. N-Gage. That's it.
Oh god,
that's my favorite console.
No,
all right, next question. Next question.
Father have mercy on my soul. We shall never speak of that again. Oh, the N-Gage. Oh. All right, so I think we've already answered this, but what age did you start playing video games?
I started playing when I was probably like 4 or 5. Playing NES.
We all pretty much start at that point.
Yeah, right.
So, what about when did you start playing guitar?
I actually started playing guitar at 14. I got a guitar for Christmas. And I don't know, just something about it. I just obsessed about it and just told myself I was going to get good, and I did.
It seems to be, like, I would say, like, I could point to a number of people that have picked up a guitar and become obsessed with it. I mean, the first, us being both metal fans, the first one that I can immediately think of is Dimebag Darrell. Like, it's documented that when he picked up a guitar, he pretty much fell in love and was obsessed about it. Would you say that that's pretty much the instant defining characteristic? If you pick up something and you become obsessed with it, that you can point to that person and say they're going to be really good at it? Would you say that's a real good characteristic?
I mean, obsessions can pass, and things can come up, but yeah, I mean.
Okay, an obsession that happens over a prolonged period of time than just like a fad.
Yeah, I could say that.
because obviously you've come a long way since you started obsessing over guitar. You're still playing
Thank
it.
you.
In fact, you're playing what? You're playing bass, ocarina, stand-up bass. You're playing a lot. In fact, that'll lead into a question that I'm gonna be answering later. Musical influences can be. In fact, I'll make this as a two-part question, considering we're going to be talking about pretty much heavy metal and games in the same context here. Who inspired you as far as a band, and then who inspired you in the sense of a game composer?
For a band, I mean, I'd be lying if I said anybody other than Avenged Sevenfold. I mean, they were like one of my first, metal bands, and to this day, I mean, I still listen to them, and I mean, there's a ton, I mean, there's a ton that inspire me every day, that I'm listening to constantly. I mean, lately I've been listening to a lot of Feared, which is Ola England's band, on YouTube, and Death Clock.
Ooh, good choice there. Good choice there.
I mean, yeah, no, I mean, I love it all, but like, if I had to pick one band that was like the biggest inspiration to, and what continues to inspire me to this day, it's probably Sevenfold.
So what about did any video game composers inspire you? Especially considering that you've gotten into video game music composing yourself, but obviously with shameless plug, Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Well, I mean, I didn't really do a lot of composing for that one, but mostly just guitar arrangements. But I mean, hopefully in the
still, it is something to put on the resume.
Oh, definitely, no, definitely. Well, I mean, Grant Kirkhope, composer of Banjo-Kazooie, co-composer of GoldenEye 64, where he's probably the one who inspired me the most, along with all the other Rare composers, Robin Beanland, Graham Norgate, just, I mean, all those guys, Alistair Lindsay, and then, I had a really heavy, when I started really getting into the music of the game, like, like listening to the music outside the game, I was playing a lot of the Volition games, so like the original Red Faction, the original Summoner, and those were composed by, I think it was Scott Lee and Dan Wentz, and for whatever reason, I mean it's amazing music. A lot of it very electronic, a lot of it very ambient. I really fell in love with it. Then other than that, I mean, obviously just Koji Kondo, Nobuo Uematsu, and up until recently, I mean, I've been just in love with all the indie composers. I mean, obviously Danny B, C418, the guy who did the music for Minecraft, Disaster Piece, Big Giant Circles. It just goes on. I mean, like, it's a lot of the games that, or a lot of my favorite games just are my favorite games, mostly because I just I'm so in love with the music. I feel like being in love with the music is something that really kind of completes the immersion effect for me when I'm playing a game. So I fall in love with the music as I do the game.
You said you're a Kurt fan from Rare. Interesting fact, actually, which is pretty funny. The voice in Banjo-Kazooie, when you place the eggs inside the pots in the graveyard, he was actually on... have you ever heard of Awesome Games Done Quick, or GDQ, Games Done Quick?
Yes.
He actually got on Skype and talked to the runners and answered some questions about Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
Something that was really funny, if you didn't know, he actually was told, and... Sorry, actually, he wasn't told. He had to record that multiple times.
Yeah.
Because Nintendo executives kept thinking he was saying, fuck you.
Yes.
Which is absolutely hilarious, the fact that it came down to that.
Yeah, dude. Grant's funny, man. He's I mean, I've gotten to talk to him a lot in the past few years. He's just one of the most just like authentic, just coolest down to earth dudes, and he's also just one of the most like vulgar, like it's. I mean, anybody who's seen the Game Grumps episode with him knows he's the funniest but most down to earth and awesome dude in the world. So yeah, man.
Here's
I wouldn't
the
be
thing.
surprised if he was trying to just fucking slip it in there.
Oh yeah,
Just-
yeah. It would not surprise anybody at this point. Okay, then speaking of Banjo-Kazooie, we're gonna slide a little into a off the top of my head question. I'm actually gonna have that as a thing now. The off top of my head question.
Okay.
Are you looking forward to the Banjo-Kazooie successor?
Ukulele, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm honestly, like, I know I'm gonna love it. So the thing I'm looking forward to most is just covering the music, because I know I'm gonna want to.
You're
And,
you're going to. You're
I
going
know,
to.
I know,
The
dude,
fans will be disappointed if you don't.
You are joining the leagues of people with, like, holding me to gunpoint to cover that music. And
No.
I will gladly do it. No, I'm gladly. I'm gonna do it.
I'm not. Dude, I'm classier than that. I don't hold people to gunpoint. I hold them to sword point.
Okay.
It's classier. It's a classier thing.
Okay.
But
yeah, no. I mean, I know the game's gonna be amazing. It's the same team. They're doing the same stuff. I mean, they could literally just redo Banjo-Kazooie and I'd probably be happy.
to be honest, I think anybody out there would think that if they could do it, people would just be happy with a full HD remake of the original Banjo-Kazooie.
Sure.
I mean, I sure have. I mean, it's pretty much been shown with a few HD remakes that have come out, like the Resident Evil HD Remastered. God, I hate that title. People
Wind
want
Waker,
old school.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. God, how could we forget that? Majora's Mask is an amazing remake, in my opinion.
Sure.
Have you played that yet?
Yep.
Thoughts?
Dude, I love it.
All right. Next question. What is the first live show that you have watched and performed?
The first show I ever saw that was legitimate. I mean, you go to shitty, little, like, local shows or whatever. But the first legitimate band.
I have played in some of those shitty.
Dude, I'm in a local band. I know.
I'm playing with you.
If you wanna, I couldn't tell you the first local show I saw. But the first big band I saw, I saw Rise Against. They've always been one of my favorite bands. They played with a bunch of like kind of shitty punk bands. So I mean, I was just kind of like, well, at least Rise Against is coming soon, and I love punk. My opinion of punk music is so high that I was like watching all of these like, new punk bands, and I was just like, bring on Operation Ivy. Oh wait, you can't because they're not a thing anymore.
Oh.
Okay, bring on Rancid. But no, it's awesome. I mean, I know that Rise Against is more of a they've been pushing into pop punk, but
yeah. A single tier.
But it's okay because they're awesome musicians. They can make anything work.
True. Very true.
But the first show I ever played, I'm pretty sure it was just like this crappy. Oh my god! It was someplace in Connecticut. Oh god! It was just like this weird just. Everything was painted red, and we were just, it felt like we were playing in somebody's living room.
Yeah.
And it was like a full, like, 10-band lineup, and we were, like, second or something like that, and, like, oh my god, it was crazy.
Was it a very, very confined space?
Oh yeah, there was barely enough room for the band to set up.
They're the kind of worst setups. I mean, obviously you've got to start somewhere, but you really can't really show your stuff if you feel like you're really claustrophobic, can you?
No. Well, I mean, it's, everyone's got to, play shows like that. I feel like if you want to...
Oh, yeah, obviously. It just doesn't help that your first time you feel like you're trapped in a closet and you're just like this, just can't move, and you really want it. You just want the animal to come out, and yet you can't, and everybody's just stood there with judgmental eyes.
No, I mean, you got to pay your dues somehow, I suppose.
I'm trying to read this next question of mine.
That's okay. I'm just dropping shit all over my desk.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Actually, sorry. This is another question from a fan. One moment, please. Okay. Here's the question for you. How did FamilyJules first get into music? I don't think we've actually answered. Well, I don't think we've actually answered that. Like in detail, we've already mentioned when you first got your guitar. Also, can he play other instruments? And this is from Ben Horrobin off YouTube. Because obviously we all know that you can play bass, guitar, ocarina. We know you can play a variety of instruments, but is there an instrument we have not Arguably, but still, you did it well enough to fool us all. But is there another instrument that we don't know that Family Jules can play that he can?
See, I've pushed it, man. In my YouTube videos, I think I played the marimba once. I don't play the marimba. I just played it for that one song. I used to know how to play the jaw harp. No, I mean, I think what you see is what you get, man. I mean, I played primarily guitar, bass, cello, ocarina, sometimes keyboard, and then everything else is just like I picked it up, say, hey, this can't be too hard, and then fail miserably and just pitch correct it, you know?
Fair point. Is there
remember, you can't really do that, but whatever.
True. Is there an instrument that you would want to play? Like, if you had the time to pick it up and just learn it, is there an instrument that you'd want to do that with?
Flute, saxophone, and violin. Probably.
That's it. Everybody who's watching this, make this man learn the saxophone. That is an image I want to see.
I don't even have time to play all the games on my Steam list of games.
If anybody gets a footage of this man playing the sax, I want it gifed. I want it gifted and on the internet. I want it everywhere.
I actually, fun fact, I was trying to, what cover was I doing? It might have been Mega Man. I think it might have been Mega Man X. Originally, I wanted to play the pause theme with a sax. And you know, I'm an idiot, so I went up to my friend with a saxophone. I'm like, oh hey, can I try that? That doesn't look so hard. And fucking, I started just blowing like these weird like, and I was like, fuck this, I'm doing it on guitar. You take this back. So I mean, if I sat there and fucking, you know, sat in my basement and squealed on it for a few years, then maybe eventually I'd make a note. But yeah.
I'm murdering the art of music enough. Please take this away from me.
Hey, I mean, learning ocarina was the same thing. I mean, it's not easy just wrapping your head around it initially. So I had to sit in my basement and figure out how the hell to play the thing before I could record it.
You brought it up, and I'm gonna say it now. It was gonna be part of something later, but I'm gonna bring it up now. Your rendition of the ending theme of Ocarina of Time was fucking beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely beautiful. Okay, next question. Oh, we're getting onto the fun part. We're getting onto the fun stuff. Okay, take us through how doing the music for OSR Unhinged was like, and how was you approached?
Okay, so I got an email. Guy was like, I love your covers. Do you want to do a game soundtrack? And I'm pretty sure I just foamed at the mouth and just my heart exploded. And I was like, of course I want to do music for a game. So he commissioned me to do a few tracks. And I kind of did. I mean, he just like, go crazy, you know, just do what you think would work. I wrote a bunch of songs that like, I tried to envision like, you know, teenagers who did, you know, dirt bikes would probably make music, like kind of trashy punk with like, you know, major melodic feeling to it that you would hear just blaring out of some kid's, you know, garage. And I just kind of ran with that, and he liked it, and I don't think the game ever went anywhere. So, I mean, it's cool. It's up. You know, I'm selling it. It's not my best work, but it was cool to finally be able to write something for a game. So
the moral of the story is never give you creative control. Never give you full creative control.
Dude, yeah, pretty much. I mean, tell me what you want. I'm gonna go nuts with it.
But was it fun for you? Was doing this like? Did you see this as this is my step in the door? If I do this, someone will probably notice my work and want to make me do more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always hoping that, man. I mean, I'm kind of like, I'm always worried that like, oh my god, this is gonna be the one thing that people dig up of me, and they're gonna be like, oh, I thought this guy was good, but then he wrote fucking like a bunch of songs that sound like, you know, spotty, pimply teenagers wrote it, and you know, I'd sit there and I'd be like, that was the point, and then, you know.
No, to be fair, that thing for me is just digging up old videos of you with shorter hair.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's some videos of me with longer hair too, man. There's my Banjo Tooie medley had hair like down to here.
I swear to you, I'm going to try and find those and have them playing during this interview.
It's on my Facebook, or not my Facebook. It's on my YouTube, man.
Oh.
There was one summer. Unfortunately, when my hair grows, I get no matter what I do, I get the emo swoop, and you know, nothing wrong with the emo swoop. Just it's not my cup of tea, and it just but I remember that winter was just particularly cold here, and I was just like, I'm not cutting my hair. Like, I don't want to subject myself to more cold, so I just
endured it.
I endured it, and I just I had my hair down to like, it wasn't even really that long. I think it went down to here, like on my face, and like just kind of long, and then I just chopped it off once spring hit. But yeah, I don't know if I'd ever do it again. I had long hair once. I had hair down to like here once, just straight metal as fuck.
Oh, that sounds awesome. That does personally sound awesome.
Oh, that was my phone. Should turn that off.
Hey, dude, this is as casual as hell. This is as low budget as it gets. So, like I say, I'm drinking over here. Not alcohol, but I'm drinking. So, I'm smoking my electric cigarette. Because, dude, this is. Here's the thing. The thing I'm looking for with Control about this thing is something that is just casual as all hell.
Well, you're not going to get a professional interview from me, so...
Good, I don't want... As much as people will probably think I'm trying to be professional with all these questions, nah, I'm not being professional.
Hey, it's cool, man.
I mean, God, just look at me. Okay, you said you had some input on the Binding of Isaac.
Yes.
You had... Okay, what was your... Oh my God, I can't even read my own goddamn spelling here. What was your input on Binding of Isaac, and what was your response to its success?
Oh my God! Well, I actually had the luxury of already knowing it was gonna seeing it succeed. You know, before I did anything with it. Essentially, I was involved with the soundtrack for Wrath of the Lamb, which was the DLC of the original Binding of Isaac. Danny approached me after, Danny approached me way before that, after I did the hospital theme from Super Meat Boy for my YouTube channel. And he was like, dude, you know, like, I can't believe you can play that on the guitar. That's nuts. I just fucking poke it in with the mouse and play it on the keyboard and be done with it. And, you know, I didn't think it was possible. And I'm sitting there just like, I'm not even listening.
You're blushing. You're blushing.
Yeah, I'm not even listening because, I mean, Danny B is fucking talking to me, like, in the first place. I'm just like, what the? And so I guess you know, he was doing the final boss battle for Isaac, and he wanted real guitars. So he was just like, you do that? Do you want to do that? And I was like, yeah, of course. And, you know, like,
so someone had to slap you on the back of the head just to get the words out.
Pretty much. Yeah, so it was the Wrath of the Lamb. I mean, Binding of Isaac was already successful by the time that came out. It was already like it already sold like something like, I think, 700,000 copies or something stupid.
Wow.
And so I was like, cool. I guess a lot of people are going to hear my, you know, shitty power chords. It's going to be fun.
Nothing wrong with power chords. Nothing.
Power chords are the best. Yeah, so that's how I got approached, and that's what I did, and that's how it went down.
All right. Well, you pretty much. I was gonna follow that up with an off the top of my head question to rephrase the question. What was your reaction to being approached by him to do the music for such a successful game? But you pretty much just answered that for us. Okay.
I'm pretty sure I vomited, cried a little bit, and then had to call him back. And then when I called him back, I held my shit together and told him yes.
Jules, I'm disappointed. No squealing like a little girl. I am disappointed.
Oh, there was definitely some of that. There was some cry squealing going on. I was like, oh, yes, guys! So.
Alright, everybody, we're going to take a quick break and have a shameless plug here for this man's new album, Arias, Acent.
Arias, Acent, the official Crypt of the Necrodancer metal soundtrack, is now available. Over 70 minutes of beat-down-fueled breakdowns, dragon-shredding shred guitars, and brain-jarbling polyrhythms. Listen to the 20 tracks featured in Crypt of the Necrodancer, remixed, remastered with some added guitar parts, along with 8 bonus tracks, 6 tracks that are not featured in the game, along with 2 original arrangements featuring Jonathan Young, Toxic X Eternity, Rashad E.B., and Adriana Figueroa. Buy this album now for $10 on Louder, Bandcamp, and iTunes. Check the links below.
And welcome back, everybody. We're back with FamilyJules7x with these hard-hitting journalistic questions. Okay. Now, Crypt of the Necrodancer has a 98% rating on Steam. Honorable mention for the 2015 Game Developers Choice Awards for Innovation and Best Audio. Dude, how does that make you feel about that?
Absolutely just blessed to be a part of it, man. I mean, you know, I mean, it's all Danny B's geniusness, and, you know, the fact that he wanted me to come on and make a metal whatever I did of his absolutely beautiful music is amazing. It's you know, I do a lot of stuff that I'm just like, well, if this is the peak of my career, I'd be okay with it. Like, I mean, it's being able to you know, work on a game that's pretty much right now like one of my favorite games of all time. Getting to play one of my favorite composers' music on guitar as a profession just never stops sounding weird to me. Like, even thinking it's you know, I mean, it's I mean, I've been a fan of Danny for, you know, way longer than I've known him, so it's weird beyond words, but also just absolutely wonderful.
Oh, you know what? You already mentioned this. No, sorry, you didn't mention this, but how were you approached to do this? And did you squeal like a little girl again?
Actually, this one was a little bit different. So I'd been Danny had me over. I think it was not last January, but the one before that. And he was working on Necrodancer. It had not been pre-released yet. And, you know, I was checking out. The music was absolutely amazing. And I played it a few times. And when I went home, the first thing I did was I was like, dude, I want to cover this music before the game even comes out. Like, just because I loved it and I thought it would be cool. So I started it, and then I kind of put it down so that I could work on. I was doing an arrangement album for Terry Kavanagh's V.
I actually remember that, actually.
Yeah, so I put that away while I was working on that. And then I think it was, I went back to Seattle for PAX Prime, stayed with Danny, and when I got back, you know, Necrodancer had pre-released. I'd heard a lot of the music, so I went home and I covered, like, the first 3 songs from the game, just whatever. I didn't tell him, and, you know, I just did it.
Just diabolically keeping it a secret.
He'll
never knew.
He's given me shit for it ever since. But finally, I think in October, I Skype called him. I'm like, yo, Danny, you want to talk? And I was like, hey, I did this for you.
Please don't be mad. Please don't be mad. Please don't be mad.
So I was just like, I love your music. I covered these. I haven't released them. I just thought I'd show them to you. And he, like, flipped out. He was just like, you did this? Like, whoa. Like, so then he listened to the rest of them or whatever. And, like, I guess he immediately called Ryan Clark, who is the head of Brace Yourself Games, who is making Necrodancer, and he was like, could we do this? Could we, like, have him cover all the songs and then just, like, put it in the game? And Ryan's just the most wonderful human being, and he's so open to, like, you know, just, you know, new stuff and, you know, pushing things outside the box, and he was totally down for it. And then we also got A Rival, who did Truth Cannon and a bunch of other fucking amazing EDM shit, and he did the third alternate soundtrack of the game. And that's kind of how it worked. I kind of pushed myself in the door for that one. I unintentionally pushed myself into getting to do the music for Necrodancer.
You were running at the door, and you're like, "Don't you dare close that door!" And you just shoulder barged right in there.
Pretty much.
So on the whole, a good experience.
Yes.
God, imagine. Oh man, you know what? I'll say this right now. If you ever get approached by someone like, in fact, I'm gonna say, if you get approached by Rare, I want your webcam on, and I want your reaction recorded for the whole world to see, because I think that would be priceless.
Probably.
Okay. How is the success of Arias Ascent going?
Very good.
In your eyes, and is it living up to your expectations, or is it even exceeding those expectations?
Dude, I'm a young adult making music in my bedroom. I mean, the fact that I make more than 10 sales still blows my mind.
Oh, I can attest to that.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's doing very, very well. I made physical copies available for a little while. As this interview is probably going, they might be selling out. There was physical copies available.
I'm currently mad at you. I'm currently mad at you that I was not told, because I'm a physical disc kind of guy.
Dude,
and I really
I've been posting about it for the past like 2 weeks, man. Or well, no, actually 1 week that it's been available.
I'm like you. I've been busy. I don't get time to do this stuff as much as I want to.
Right. Well, if you order now, get your available Arias acent limited edition. There you go. There's your
see, I don't need to plug this guy anymore. He's doing it himself. He's that comfortable.
Yes. You can. I don't know. I'll hook you up if you want.
I'd love that. Okay. No. Seriously, I'm not in this for free shit. I'm doing this because I feel like, one, you deserve to be asked these questions, and you need to get this shit out there. And oh, you're making me blush,
dude. Don't blush.
Oh.
Yeah, it's absolutely, completely blowing my expectations out of the water.
Well, I'm glad, and I think, speak as a fan of yours, and I'm sure as many other fans are saying, it's success well deserved. Okay.
Thank you.
Now on to a personal thing with me, but it is yours. You were featured on an article by IGN, which I will link in the description down below. This was actually my introduction to you.
Okay.
And it was the replay, a metal tribute to the history of video games. Right. That is currently your most successful video you've ever uploaded.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on that? And the fact that, okay, as much as we can like rag on IGN, how does it feel to be covered in an article by a gaming website like that?
Dude, I'm still not done freaking out about doing music for an indie motorcycle game 3 years ago. I haven't even gotten to that. I haven't even gotten to, like, how do you feel about IGN? Dude, like, I don't have the emotions to like even express it, man. Like, I'm
not trying to make you cry here. I'm just
well, it's too late, man. I'm already crying. No, it's crazy. Like, a replay was just like this big project. I mean, I'd been doing weekly covers of video game music for 3 years, one every week, and that was like the big finale. You know, I did a 17-minute medley of video game music through the ages. As kind of not only just like a big last hurrah, but also like kind of like a promise of you know, excuse me, promise of things to come. Yeah, you know, just kind of like video game covers in something in like the style of something else, like with a theme to them or something like that. So that's not just like, you know, Frog's theme on the guitar, Jungle Japes on the guitar video. You know what I mean? Like I felt like I'd done like 200 of those. Like I wanted to push it. Like otherwise, I mean, you know, otherwise I'm gonna be doing the same, you know, kind of cover video until I'm 80. I mean. Yeah. So I mean, replay was cool because I got to actually take you know what I'd been doing for 3 years and do something different with it. So you know, it got 1.5 million views, I think, by now. And
about that.
Yeah, and you know, I've been told a lot of people that they were like, that couldn't have worked out better. Your last hurrah is the video that got you the most views. Like it's crazy, and I've had a lot of people come up to me from you know, YouTube partnership companies saying like, dude, like, you know, like it got 1 million views, but it's like a good million. Like you clearly put like a lot of work into it. It's not like, you know, fucking those videos of, you know, people sitting on the toilet and rapping about it and they get 40 million views. Like, I mean, you know, so I mean, that's always really nice to hear.
All Gangnam Style.
Well, dude, I love Gangnam Style.
So do I, but it's just a case of just this bizarre thing that took off because people just weren't like acclimated or didn't know about the culture that it's come from, and that's the reason why it got so popular. You know what I mean?
I'd argue that it's just a really fun song.
Well, it's a fun song, but people find it more. I would argue that more people find it bizarre than a good song because of the culture it comes from. Obviously, North Korea is a different culture. South Korea.
Yeah, I guess that could also attest to like Pami Pami's Pom 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 and stuff like that.
But then again, both of us like being big into like our metal. I'm not generalizing this, and I'm not downing everybody, but because we've watched, we're both anime fans, we're both metal fans, and everything like that. We've experienced different cultures, so we're kind of how to say it? Desensitized to the weirdness.
The weirdness. Oh, okay, yeah. Just used to it. Just like, all right.
Okay,
South Korea will be South Korea. Japan will be Japan.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's here. We'll just accept it. We've probably seen worse. In fact, the internet has seen worse. Christ almighty.
Yeah.
The internet has seen worse.
Oh yeah.
But no, like seriously, another question. Like, when you did that video, there's obviously some well-known songs off the like, fuck. The Legend of Zelda. There's so many. Yeah, that was an excellent song. It's the Damage Plan song. There's so many recognizable songs off there. Ocarina of Time's main theme, the Super Mario Brothers theme, hell, even Pac-Man theme. But there's some in there that people would, that like seeing those, you would have expected, but you didn't use. Was that a deliberate thing? Like the first one that comes to my mind, Green Hill Zone. There was no Green Hill Zone. You actually went for Sonic. Was it Sonic the 2, if I remember correctly? The it wasn't Refinery.
Springyard Zone was no. Was it Springyard?
I think it was Springyard Zone, but you used a different. God,
I used to say, well, okay, so I've done Green Hill Zone. You know, I've done those songs in other videos, and that's, again, I mean, kind of hypocritical. I mean, I've done there's a song in there that I've done. Tetris. I've done Tetris before.
You also did GoldenEye 007.
Well, I never did the theme, so that's how I kind of like. But like, I also wanted to make it so that I didn't want it to be a run of the mill. Just like of course everyone's gonna think of when I did Street Fighter that I was gonna do Guile's theme or something.
But
like,
you already did that.
I did Guile's theme, and even then, I mean, I did like I did Mortal Kombat, and I was listening to the music, and I was just like, you know what? Screw it, I'm just going to use the movie theme because that's the one everyone's going to know. So it was always it's kind of like a case-by-case basis.
God damn it, my phone.
Yeah, no,
my phone as well.
We are even now.
Yes, we're even.
Yeah, I mean, it was just kind of like, I had a week to do that, you did
that I'm sorry, you did that in a fucking week?
Yeah.
So there is a medal currently on its way to you now.
I did that like maybe a week and a day or so, but because video upload, whatever.
YouTube.
But yeah, I did that during like finals week too. Like it was nuts. But so a lot of my decisions and stuff might have whatever, but like I definitely favored the games that meant the most to me. And the songs that meant the most to me as well.
That's one of the main reasons we do the videos on YouTube is mainly for ourselves. I mean, hell, I'm currently doing a goddamn Let's Play of Command & Conquer 3. That is a long-ass, boring game to talk about, and there's only so many times you can turn around and say, I love this game, but it's because I love the game. Like, it's a really good game. Two things about that video. One, the bass line for the GoldenEye theme. That was sexy.
That's what makes Grant Kirkhope's GoldenEye theme just so much more wonderful. That it's so genius.
It's beautiful. Another thing, I'm disappointed in you. I am really disappointed you didn't do any of the music from Moonwalker.
From Moonwalker?
Michael Jackson's Moonwalker on the Sega Genesis.
Oh, that would have been good. I never played that.
Really? It's a weird experience. Frustrating one, but it's good. I'm
actually gonna sync that up. I always feel like whenever I'm on interviews like this, like I'm always told of something I gotta watch. So Moonwalker.
Yeah. Sega Genesis. Well, it's Genesis for you. Obviously, it's Mega Drive for us over in Europe.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that common? Is there a lot of like different names for consoles?
Sometimes, not really now. Mainly it was back in the olden days. Now everything's always the same. I mean, obviously you had the same thing with the rest of the world in Japan with the Famicom and the Super Famicom.
Okay, yeah. Interesting. Okay, I think I've definitely seen this game.
Yeah. In the middle of the interview, he's
it.
watching Moonwalk. I've achieved something here.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I'll have to listen to the music. I mean, I imagine it's Michael Jackson. Yeah, it's just Michael Jackson.
It is just Michael Jackson's theme, but it's got that Genesis twang.
Nice. Yeah. Absolutely.
How come you never... How come... Did you ever play Echo the Dolphin?
Nope.
Listen, you have heard of Some Call Me Johnny, correct?
Were these Genesis games?
Genesis games. It's a
I
Genesis
never played
game.
the Genesis.
Okay, another one for you to throw on the list, only because it has... have you ever heard of the reviewer Some Call Me Johnny?
No.
No. Real good cat right there. He did a review of it. And something that I forgot from my childhood, because I played Echo the Dolphin, something he brought up. Echo the Dolphin is obviously about a time traveling dolphin. Just let that sink in. It has the eeriest fucking music ever. It has eerie, ambient music.
Cool.
And like I say, it's got that Genesis twang. Sorry, we're talking about Genesis here. It's supposed to be an interview, damn it.
Dude, it's cool. We're talking about video games.
True. Oh, we'll do that at the end of this. We'll sign off with that. Okay. Why no more outdoors videos like Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time ending theme? As epic as it is, why no more
they're
like that?
so hard. They're so hard to, you know, find somebody with land that you're willing to do it on. And, I mean, you know, you could just do it in a park, but, And then, like, lighting... I mean, all the night scenes needed to be lit right, and we had really expensive lighting that we used. That I had some, you know, strings pulled to get them, and then we kind of had to do them in a rush, so some of the scenes didn't get lit right. It's yeah. I mean, there was probably a good I don't know, probably like 15 to 20 hours of recording that went into ending theme for Ocarina of Time.
For a minute there, I thought you were about to explain how much money you blew on just that video.
Oh, well, no, I that was all done by favors, really. I mean, I would love to, I'd love to like quantify like how much, you know, I'd make from a video like that, and then see if I could like create a budget around it, and then do something similar. You know, maybe,
yeah.
I mean, for something like that, like that's for one video. I don't think I would ever like Kickstarter or anything like that. I mean, if I were to do a Kickstarter for a video, it'd have to be something really big. But
like a huge ass collaboration. I'm tapping on my nose right now because of the question coming up.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, yeah, budget's always kind of thing. You know, having friends with connections and stuff is another. So I don't know. I mean, I'd love to make more. It's just it's mostly time.
I honestly thought you were just lit by the beauty of the giant bonfire that you put up during that video.
That was actually at a place where I had gone a lot to. It was a buddy of mine's house that we had bonfires every week, and I remember just sitting there and I was like, dude, it'd be awesome to play like guitar and like make a video around this bonfire. And I think that's what actually sprung the idea for the whole video.
All that looking into a fire.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a lot of bloopers of me like getting just actual flames just all up in my face. I think.
And there's no highlight reel of this.
I think there's I did a video where I did some bloopers. I don't know if I used any of the actual, like they weren't really all that funny. It was just me like playing the clip and then just trying to power through it, and then like just like being like, you know, making like this face and then just like jumping off. It wasn't even like, and I don't know. Like I guess I'm making it sound funnier than it was, but
Oh, I apologize. I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh at him. I apologize, internet. I shouldn't be laughing.
Oh no. I just it's fine. I can't remember if there was any good shots of me, you know, in pain from the fire. It was just me just kind of walking off of me like, fuck this.
Fair enough. Well, at least we all know the mystery behind why there's only been pretty much one of those videos.
Time and money and fire hurts my eyes.
And I think that's a legitimate fucking excuse. Would you not agree?
Yeah.
Okay. ever watch any of your stuff back, and if so, which one is your favorite video, and what would you change in some of your older videos, or what did you take as experience from those videos and make sure you didn't make those same mistakes in future videos?
I mean, every video I make, I try to pick apart and be like, okay, what did I do right here? What did I do wrong here? And then try to apply it to the next video. But no, I actually don't really watch my own videos. I feel weird about it.
That's like the #1 thing everybody keeps saying is they don't watch their old stuff back.
I can't. I don't know. Like, I especially can't listen to it. Like, sometimes I'll stumble upon a video and I'll be like, oh my god, look how cute I was 3 years ago. You know, and like, you know, I'll have my hair like all over the place and stuff. And
if anything, the girls will only think you got cuter.
I don't know about that.
Hey, you'll have to ask. I'm sure there'll probably be comments down in the comment section saying how cute you still look.
Oh no. Yeah, I guess I don't really watch a lot of my stuff or listen to my stuff as much as I probably should. It's usually like right afterwards, like right after I upload it, I'll watch it again on YouTube and be like, okay, because you know, sometimes I'll not see something like when watching it like off my computer, but then something about like how it's displayed on YouTube might might change an opinion about how something looks. Because
have you got an example of that then? Have you got an example of that?
Yeah, definitely with brightness and contrast and stuff, like a lot of the post-production stuff. I mean, lighting, like one of the biggest, I mean, I've done panels at conventions about, you know, trying to make amateur YouTube videos look as professional as possible, and retaining your audience and stuff. And one of the biggest things that I can't stress enough is lighting.
I think I'm gonna need to find that video of yours on.
It's actually not up. They never gave it back to me. I'm doing another panel. I'm gonna probably try to record it myself, just because I mean, they never got back to me with it. But yeah, I would say lighting, brightness and contrast needs to be done in such a way that, you know, obviously, you know, you don't overdo it. It definitely makes or breaks, you know, how something looks. Yeah, I think you know, color correction and brightness and contrast. I'll look and see it looks fine on my monitor, and then when I look at it like in the context of other YouTube videos or whatever, I might just say like, ooh, it's really saturated, and you know, I'll just and you know, the video's already out. I can't do anything about it. Just do it on the next one. And that was probably the thing I benefited the most from doing weekly videos, is just having to upload it, no matter how good it was, how bad it was, and just learning from my mistake each time. And I think that's what helped me grow the most. I
think right now, because I'm such a smaller channel, I'm not so bothered about light. I'm actually more bothered about sound, because I don't have the facility or anything to make like huge changes on light. Obviously, you've seen. So I try and just make the sound as balanced and crisp as possible. And how much effort would you say you put in? Obviously, I'm going to assume a lot. But like, just to explain and describe to people, how much effort do you put in to your mixing and panning and pitching and everything else in your videos?
Honestly, too much. I think I spend so much time, and this is a mistake. Like, this is a mistake that I've constantly tried to learn from, and I never seem to be able to. Is that it was actually I don't know if he's still the guitarist of Guns N' Roses, Bumblefoot. He did some kind of workshop or seminar or something like that, and it's on YouTube, and he nailed it. He nailed what mixing is, like for the average musician who's passionate about their stuff, is that with mixing, the first day, this is perfection and this is where you are. You know, you want them to be, you know, in line. It's like the first day you mix, you know, and you're totally into it. You're gonna do like this much work, and the next time it's gonna be like this much work, and then this much work, and then this much work, and then eventually it's just like who the hell cares? Just let it out. Just put it out. And I'm spending so much time, like when I could be working on the video or could be working on like, you know, better music lines or whatever. I'm sitting there just trying to get the sound to be right, and it's never gonna be perfect. And you know, and the only thing, like after a certain point, all you're doing is just undoing shit. You know what I mean? Like you feel like you're fixing stuff, and you're just tearing it apart. And like a lot of the times, like one of my videos, it sucks, but it's one of the videos that I can't really listen to anymore because it's one of my favorite soundtracks, and I made a mixing mistake that was just I spent too long on it. Was my I think I can't remember which medley it was. One of the medleys in my second run of Nintendo 64 medleys, I just had way too much high end, and I think I was trying to scoop out the mids or something, and I ended up just butchering the mix because I stayed up until like 6 in the morning trying to mix it.
Now, just for contrast to everybody watching, I was a music student. I was a music student for 3 years, and obviously, Jules, I'm assuming you did some kind of studies in music.
Yes.
Butchering, like that is a strong word for a musician to use. Butchering a track is like the ultimate worst thing a musician could do.
It's like butchering a child. Eyes. Yeah. I mean, these are your children. Each one of these single notes that you produce are your children. I mean, and by butchering an entire track, it's like butchering an orphanage. You know? Like,
oh God, you had to use that.
It's what it feels like, man. It's the worst thing that you can possibly imagine.
It is. It truly is. Okay, now we're getting on to a good question again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna split this into two actually. If you could collaborate with anybody on YouTube. On the side of if you could collaborate with anybody on YouTube, who would it be?
See, I don't know because I mean I'm actually involved in so many collaborative projects right now that it's hard to like. Probably it's a tie between a bunch. I mean, I would love to work with either Jared Dines or Rob Scallon. I would love to work with. The Super Guitar Brothers. I would love to work with Violin Tay, G. Brittany, any of those violinists. I would love to work with Kyle Landry. I would love to work... I know Kyle Landry. It's just... 331 E-Rock. I love that guy. He'd shred me into a corner and beat me senseless with his tasty licks, but I mean, I'd still love to work with him.
It'd be like Exodia from Yu-Gi-Oh. He'd just obliterate you.
He's such a nice guy too. Like I feel like, yeah, I don't know, man. He's, I just love to work with him, just to have the opportunity, because apparently he's a classical guitarist too. We both went to school for classical guitar. I think it'd be cool to do like a dueling classical guitar thing together, but yeah, I don't know.
I'm just envisioning right now in my mad mind, just you in one corner of a boxing ring, and him in the other, just walking into the middle with your guitars and just shredding music parts until one of you figuratively and literally falls down.
That might be a good premise for maybe Mike Tyson Punch-Out collaboration.
Bingo! Now the man's thinking. Now the man's thinking on the level.
Anyways, yeah, the list goes on, man. I know Smooth McGroove. I'd love to work with him. I don't know with what, but I mean, you know,
the people the internet has literally come to recognize as the second coming of Christ.
Yeah, he's for fucking good reason. Smooth's like the coolest dude in the world. He's so talented, and he's just a wonderful human being.
You've seen him in person, correct?
Oh yeah. We've hung out multiple times in person.
Is the beard as mighty as it seems?
You know, it's almost like the beard's great. I mean, you know, if you've seen all of his videos, it's his pants, man. He wears the loudest, most colorful,
the most
amazing
illuminate
pants
ever.
Yeah, he's got like, yeah, oh yeah. He wears them.
Fucking, I think the one I saw him in, I think it was the most limest green pants you've ever seen. I felt like I was gonna go blind.
It's awesome. That man is a genius.
I just want to see how many, as strange as this is going to sound, I just want to see how many pairs of loud pants he owns. Just to have it on record.
Just owns them all.
Oh. Okay, well, I'm absolutely sure he is. He sounds like it as well. Like,
yeah.
He has got like a heavenly voice. Like that is a voice that.
You can also shred the drums if you can believe it.
Seriously?
Yeah, dude. He's a drummer before he's a singer, man. I mean.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe that's the way you two are gonna collab. He'll do drums.
We've talked about it. I think he's got a lot of like guitar friends like around where he's from. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's like to have to go through the trials and tribulations of dealing with somebody online. It's just I know from firsthand it's way easier just deal with somebody you know that's local, and it's yeah.
Oh yeah, totally. Totally.
If, however, there was a project that made sense for him and I to work together, I'd totally be for it, and I'm sure he would too. But I mean, as of right now, it's just, I mean, it's just cool to think, cool to dream. It'd be cool to work with him.
I'm just trying to think of the people that I'm not going to say but you could get together that would just make the internet explode. I'm just thinking, who would the lineup for you be? That would be a collaboration together that would make the internet just explode.
I couldn't list them, man. I couldn't put them in order. I love all the music. There's so much good music on YouTube. I mean, it breaks my heart when people are talking about like how, there's nothing good on YouTube anymore. It's just there's so many talented
bullshit.
The music on YouTube is thriving right now.
Yeah. And the unfortunate thing is that it just seems like just by accident you come across that really good musician, and then you look at the amount of attention he's getting, and you just think to yourself, dude, this motherfucker deserves more. And I'm sure people thought that about you when you was just starting out. We're just looking at your stuff and thinking, dude, this guy deserves more. And you got that, didn't you?
I did. Yeah, no, I mean, thank you. I mean, I was getting kind of comments like that, but yeah, it's not fair. I mean, I see kids who are like 12 on YouTube who could shred me in circles, and they get like 3 views, and it breaks my heart. I want to just feature them and throw them up on everything, and then all of a sudden my channel is a billboard for other YouTubers, and it gets to be a mess. But like, because I've tried featuring other musicians, and it's unfortunate, like, you know, how much people don't really I don't know, like when I try to plug other people on like my social media, a lot of the time it doesn't really do a lot, like, because I feel like people who are watching social media on a specific person it like kind of just skips over the stuff that doesn't directly, you know, whatever, include that one person. So
yeah.
But yeah, I wish I would, if I could be any superhero in the entire world, I would be the person who brought justice to the videos on YouTube that deserve more exposure.
You'd be Adman.
Yes, Adman.
Adman. Okay. Now, the second part of this question, who on the professional side, like gaming side, would you like to work with? Kurt Grant doesn't count because you've pretty much just spewed about him so many goddamn times, so we already know that's one of them.
Yeah. Well, probably Scott Lee. I mean, I wish they would make a Summoner 3 or something.
Ooh. I think that's wishful thinking. Unfortunately. I think that's wishful thinking, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. Any indie stuff, man. I mean, I'd love to work with any of the you know. I mean, it sucks to say. I mean, like, but like, I mean, like, I've worked with Danny. I mean, you know, I've you know, I'm really good friends with Big Giant Circles. And you know, have been talking about doing stuff with him. It's not like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of who would be nuts. Who would just be absolutely Jack Wall, maybe. That would be crazy. I don't know, man. I mean,
it's a tough question, obviously.
Yeah,
it is a really tough question. But it is one to like to consider.
It's definitely a balance between like if Koji Kondo got a hold of me, I'd just be like, dude, go
take
away.
Take me now.
Just go away. Find someone who I can actually like. Like, I can't. There's no way I can. You know, I don't know, man. Like Koji Kondo is the best. You know, Nobuo Uematsu, obviously, I would just be like, okay, but
you know what you're getting yourself into, right?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It is a tough question. I'd work with anybody, honestly.
Because like just so everybody knows, we have talked before, like on a just shoot the shit like we are right now in a sense. But you have worked with Artificial Fear before, haven't you?
Yes, we did a collaboration with CS Guitar 89. It was like a 3-way collaboration.
And if I'm sorry, go on. I apologize.
We've talked a lot about doing other things. We've actually had concepts of doing work together, and then it just always fell through. I mean, we're both very busy. I'm very busy doing my own thing. He's I mean, he's a goddamn like teacher. Like you know, like and he's crazy.
I'll make sure that I'm either playing that very video that we're talking about right now underneath this video, or I'll have it linked for everybody.
Cool. Yeah, it's Fairy Flying from Ocarina of Time. We did a 3-way collab.
See, because the one person who we have talked about this before, but for everybody and to refresh Jules' memory, the one person I would like to see him collab with would be DanteCrysis.
Yeah, dude, DanteCrysis is amazing.
He, like, you talk about this talented motherfucker right here. DanteCrysis is talented as all hell as well, and he is one of those prime examples of so much talent, but
not
just,
a lot of views. Yeah, it's
like
sucks.
No exposure. And the guy literally did the entire soundtrack for Banjo-Kazooie. And it's like he hit
and wonderfully too.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
And another one, and this is a personal thing for me. I've always found the Majora's Mask battle theme terrifying. And he made it somehow terrifying and awesome at the same time with his metal cover of it.
Yeah.
Because he's just awesome. I mean, again, it's just one of those unfortunate things. Okay, last 3 questions, and we're gonna get these over and done with quickly because they're actually personal ones for you, and the ones you like. First one, favorite James Bond. Go.
Pierce Brosnan.
Okay. Are you looking forward to the new 007 movie, Spectre?
Fuck yeah, I love Daniel Craig.
Good man. And now, quick fire round. Tell us 3 things that we don't know about Jules7x.
That's not even fair. That's not.
You knew what you were signing up
on a
for.
lightning round. On a lightning round. That's not even. Okay. Don't know about me. I see. This also means I can't talk about anything I did in my Draw My Life video too, which is pretty much I spilled my guts.
Okay, then recently. Recent things.
Things I've done recently I opened up for Amaranth with my band Thunderforge.
Which
recently.
I will link down below. He's going to give me the link. I'll link it down below.
Okay, and we are soon going to be opening for Overkill and Symphony X, and later in November opening for Dragon Force, which I am super fucking pumped for.
Yes, you should be.
Okay. And then, so I mean, there you go. I'm in a local band in Western Massachusetts that opens for crazy, fucking awesome bands.
Okay. And like I said, I will link his band down below for everybody to go and enjoy.
Number 2, since I keep getting asked this question, I have no fucking clue how many posters I have in my room. So there you go. I get that asked every day. I'm going through how many posters do you have in your room. I have no clue. Yeah. I don't have the time to count them all. So there
my
you go.
room was exactly like his, and my mate Mike's room is the exact same fucking way.
I'm moving out soon, and I really want to move to Seattle. I don't know if that's gonna be possible, but I'm gonna move somewhere, and I really want to do something similar, but a little bit like I will count this time. I'll count how many posters.
Oh god, don't put yourself through that.
It's fine. I'd have to redo it all anyways, and maybe I'll frame them or do something better, something. And then number 3, just looking around my room. Yeah, man, I hate this question because there are people like I know that there's people on the internet that are gonna be like, I knew that it's supposed to be something that I didn't know.
Jules, I'm gonna do it for you. Fuck those people. Fuck those people.
You're gonna okay.
Anger people. Yes, I'm going to anger people. Because here's the thing: if they knew it about you, then fair shit to them. But there are people out there that don't know it.
Okay, here's one.
Okay.
One of my favorite songs of all time is "Paper Gangster" by Lady Gaga. There you go.
I'm in shock right now.
Oh, good. There you go.
Okay.
I don't think. I mean, I know a lot of people know that I like Lady Gaga, and Lady Gaga is one of my favorite musicians of all time. I don't know if people know that that's like one of my favorite songs by her. It's also weird because the song is, I mean, I actually feel like it's pretty shittily mixed. It's just such a good, written song.
You just sit there thinking, I could have done such a better job.
No, absolutely not. Jesus. No, it's just, like there's obvious like clipping and stuff going on in the mix. I'm just like, all right, cool, but like the song's wonderful. And I mean, it just goes to show that like, you know, mixing isn't everything. It's a lot. Mixing is a lot, but like, you know, it's if you got a good song, you know, sometimes things can be whatever. But yeah.
And there's 3 things you didn't know about FamilyJules7x.
I hope not.
And we can only hope. If there's no more hope, then what is there? All right, Jules, I'd like to thank you, and you have my appreciation for showing up for this interview.
Of course, man.
Perhaps there's going to be like a secret video link below where it's just going to be me and him shooting shit and just talking about random crap if you're interested in that. But until then, thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to click on the annotations to check out more videos that I've done. He's FamilyJules7x. I'm DanteCrysis. Signing off.
There's a push using my hands.
Time's up.
Let's do this. By the way, has anybody else found, you know, the starting rifle for Commando?